Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Brooks playing as per usual. Welcome back to the Brazil Football Podcast. Brooks, my friend, how are you doing?
Doing better, man. Good to see your face. What's going on? How are you?
I'm good, man. Waking up a little bit tired on a Monday morning, trying to digest what transpired through the weekend. It might have been a blessing Chelsea didn't play, so I didn't have any, negative experiences from a personal perspective.
Yeah, happy
Uh,
birthday.
oh, yeah, and I turned 36 yesterday. Happy birthday to me, good times, another year in the books. Ideally, I would have liked to have been at a Chelsea game or somewhere in Barcelona, but, we stuck around home and the hometown team, RSL, played, Real Salt Lake, got the win on the road against LAFC. So that was a delight in terms of football. Nothing better than
Oh, they
watching a
beat
victory.
LAFC. Okay. That's a
They
good
beat
win.
LAFC. It's a good win. Their former striker, Chicho Arongo, and a sweet little header. It was a beautiful thing. He didn't celebrate, which he kind of felt a certain way about. He just put his hands up, champion at LAFC. But I digress, Brooks. So let's just get straight into it, okay? Match over the weekend, last day of the month, right? Spurs Tottenham. So before we actually dive into that, as an Arsenal fan, you were telling me off camera that you think there's a concerted effort you have a conspiracy theory. Spursgate. You feel the referees are giving Spurs points. Explain this to me, please.
Well, I mean, obviously, as per your jersey, clearly, I mean, maybe you could talk about this one better, but yeah, I mean, VAR wrongly disallowed Luis Diaz's goal yesterday, against Tottenham, so that sucks. And then a couple weeks back against Sheffield United, they're down 1-0. Somehow there's like 15 minutes of extra time. They don't score till the 98th, and then the 100th minute. It's just like, come on, what's going on here? It's a conspiracy, I
Oh
know,
yeah,
but
yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, okay, so yeah, the Sheffield United game, they came back. They should have never been in that situation. They allowed them to come back. Fine, whatever. You're salty because they drew Arsenal the weekend prior, okay? Now they come up against, lesser opposition in Liverpool, right? Liverpool off to a horrible start. What was it? The tackle, Curtis Jones. Well, first, let's talk about the tackle. Curtis Jones goes in for a tackle, 50-50 on the ball. His foot hits the ball and goes over it, crashes into, I can't even remember what was it? I can't remember whose ankle he almost snapped in half. Was that a red card offense in your opinion?
it's just, I mean, these days, yeah, yeah, I guess it is. I guess it is. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's really hard because in the last, I mean, like a few years ago, probably not. But yeah, I mean, especially it's hard because you get the ball first, but that's not always the case. It's not always the case that if you get the ball first, it's not going to be, especially if your follow through is reckless. Um, it's not that it was like a
Yeah.
high tackle or anything. It was like you said, foot goes over the ball. I guess it's debatable. It's always going to be debatable how much it goes over the ball, how high over the ball. Like, was it one of these things or was it one of these things? So I mean, I understand they're trying to make the game safer. So sure, give it a red card.
Yeah. I have no problem. I have no problem. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm just wearing this jersey
yeah,
mostly for the memes. But uh, yeah, I thought he should have been sent off for that. Like
yeah.
not every red card is on purpose. Like I would say most red
Right.
cards are accidental. Like no one's trying to get a red card. So, but like by definition, they're all accidents. And it was Basuma who's, I mean, that could have, his leg could have snapped. So it's like, I feel like the right thing to do is like, in a
Yeah, I
situation
agree.
like that where,
Yeah,
you maybe, okay, you went for the ball, your foot went over the ball through the guy's calf. Like, yeah, it's not your fault, but like, a price has to be
yeah,
paid.
and it's pretty
And
much if that foot goes over the ball, it's always going to pretty much be a red card. I feel like. I mean, that's
yeah,
happened to Arsenal before. No one wants it, but it's just kind of how it works. If your foot goes over the ball like that, and your follow through is pretty reckless, it's a red card.
all right. So they're already off to a bad start then. So they get the red card early on in the game. Okay. Spurs score almost immediately after that red card. Um, I guess technically 10 minutes after Liverpool bounced back. Then no. The goal was called off before that. Okay, let's talk about the goal. So the Luis Diaz goal. I'm at home. I'm watching the game, half sleep. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a really good goal. And like they like show the camera. And I'm like, oh yeah, like you can see like based off like the dark and light lines on the field, you can
Right.
clearly see like there's one guy that he might be, even if there's another guy whose foot is like clearly like a foot, maybe 2 feet, keeping him inbound. So I'm like, linesman raises his flag. I'm like, okay, like I hate when they do that anyway, because I was like, that's not even close. That's clearly onside. They're like, VAR is gonna look at it, and they're like, it's a goal. I was stunned. I'm sure you were
Yeah.
stunned. Everybody was stunned. So I guess we don't have to really talk about how stunned we were that they got it wrong. Because I mean, I feel like they get a lot of things wrong, but this was so obviously wrong. I was like waiting for them to like come running on the field and wave it up and be like, yo, like stop. We made a huge mistake. There's no reason why this goal shouldn't stand. And like I feel like Jurgen Klopp would have been happy. I feel like Ainge Postacoglu or however you say his name, like they've been like, listen, like there's no like this is a factual mistake. Like he was onside. Let's just give them their goal and move on. Like I feel like no,
Yeah.
like
Like
I
you
feel
don't
like
need VAR for that.
Spurs,
You didn't even need to see those lines drawn.
yeah. So I feel like like I hate it though because they're like, oh, but like they like the VAR thought like apparently the guy watching the game in the VAR room like saw the goal and he was like, oh yeah, like there's no reason like anyone would ever call this off. So like he just assumed they said it was a goal because it was a goal. So they're like, yo, VAR, can you like confirm the call? And the VR is like, yeah, confirmed. Like thinking they were saying, can you confirm it's a goal? But they're saying, can you confirm that he's offside? And he's like, yeah, yeah. He didn't say like confirmed goal, confirmed offside. So he's just like play
That's what
confirmed.
happened.
That's what happened. So yeah, so he's not paying. So like he sees the goal and he's like, this is perfect. Like that's a goal. Like must have like turned away when like they show the guy with the flag waving. So then like he looks back up and they're like, okay, like we're gonna have a VAR check. VAR, can you confirm the on-field call? And he's thinking the on-field call was a goal because there's no other like in his mind there's no
There's
possibility that
no
this is anything
possibility.
but a goal, not knowing they're asking to confirm the offside. So he's like, confirmed. That's why like the VAR check was like 20 seconds. He's like, confirmed. And then like they offside, free kick. After they take the free kick, they like, we can't go back to this. And then I'm sure at that minute the VAR was like, wait, why aren't they like kicking? Why isn't there like another kickoff? Why is this a free kick for Spurs? And then he's like, oh, it was they called offsides, and then like he's probably in the ref's ear like, yo, abort, like it was a goal, there was no offside. And then the ref's like, well, I can't stop play now, but like I feel like I don't know what should have happened in that moment. The referee realizes that they got it wrong, and like we all know the laws, we know the rules, like there's no like redos or go back once you start, but like what should have happened in that situation in your opinion first, like to
I
be
just don't
fair.
understand. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, maybe Tottenham should have given them a goal. I mean, we've seen it. We saw Aston Villa versus I forget who it was when John Terry was on the sidelines, assistant coaching. I think they were still in the championship. This is the year that I got promoted. I mean, we've seen things like that happen where the coach, everyone on the field knows that the right thing to do, or like that should have been a goal or whatever. So I mean, that could have been something that happened. Was never going to
Yeah, you're
happen. Not
right.
in the Premier
You're,
League.
you're
Not
right.
when
There have
on.
been those scenarios, right, where
Yeah,
like
rarely,
the ref,
but
yeah, but like the ref doesn't say we're gonna do this. He lets both coaches know, like, hey, just so you know, like we got it wrong. That was definitely a goal, and they're like, you know what, fine, like let's give them a
yeah,
goal, and like
yeah.
we'll do this to honorable, but
But I mean, this happened.
in
What?
nothing go.
No, I was just gonna say they make wrong call. VAR messes up all the time. It's not like a rare thing though. So if VAR is gonna continue to mess up, then and they're gonna catch it like this quickly. Like, what was it? That was it the like the first of this season already that there were refs that were like banned or something, like so and so will not be refing any more Premier League games for the entirety of the season or whatever. Like there's obviously issues.
Yeah.
So you need to come up with a solution that's going to fix this real time, whether that's like hurry and just chalk, like fine, like to not disrupt play, whatever. Don't stop the clock, but throw a goal up on that scoreboard for Liverpool. I don't know. I mean, it's almost like it just keeps ruining things. It just keeps ruining things. So it's hard because if you're a Liverpool fan, then you want them to be like, oh, just throw a goal up on there. Just like mark it as a one. You know, who cares? Let them keep playing, but it was a goal. You know, Tottenham still got their free kick. So what's
Yeah.
the What's really the difference? A matter of a couple of a minute or so.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know that. I'll say this. So if there was no, like, I mean, I obviously it's undeniable. VAR messes up a lot of things,
Yeah.
which is a huge indictment against them. But if you think if there was no VAR, they would be getting even more
Yeah.
stuff incorrect. For example, like we wouldn't be like we would still be having the debate on whether or not the Luis Diaz goal should have counted because he was onside. It's just I feel like it's just more because the guy put his flag up, so he would have chalked it off. I feel like it's just more insult to injury when it's like you had an opportunity to make the right
Yeah.
factual call and you couldn't even be bothered. This isn't I feel like this
Yeah.
isn't a problem of this right here, that what happened to Spurs in Liverpool is just like this is like a personnel problem. This is just incompetence. Like it's like the VAR didn't fail. The guy that's supposed to be paying attention wasn't paying attention.
Well, it's the
It
same
just is
thing.
like
That's usually what happens with VAR. Remember, was it Arsenal or was it Inter? Shoot, where they were looking at the wrong guy offside. There was a whole nother player right here.
okay, fair enough.
You remember? So
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's rarely.
he was further up down the field and they didn't like zoom out to see
Yeah.
incompetence.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like it's the VAR. It's the people in front of the screens that are continually making these mistakes. So like, okay, I get it. VAR helps quite a bit. Yeah, it does. But when it messes up, like you said, it's like it's a bad mess up. So have something in place where you can rectify that. Because that is just the most infuriating thing. Like if you're a fan and the guy raises his flag and you think, ooh, I think he's wrong, or oh man, that was super close. Like you'll never know, and that's almost better than being like, clearly this man is wrong because here's the line and here. That's all. To me, I would rather not know than know that my team was like taken chalked off a goal because of like incompetency. For me, I would just not. I would just cool, take it off. Let's keep playing. Keep the speed of the game going. Don't mess with the flow. You didn't see it right, ref. Maybe throw another two refs on the field. I don't know, but I would rather not know than know that VAR stole from us personally.
Yeah. So okay, so moving past that, now we're 2 days later, right? The whole world knows Luis Diaz scored a banger. Yet Liverpool loses the game 2-1. They give him that goal. Best case scenario, Liverpool hold on and win the game 1-0 perhaps. And they don't play, 9 versus 11.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, based off of the way the game played out, they draw 2-2. Split the points. What should happen in this situation? Like, what should the Premier League do about this? Because this is, I guess we should admit, like, there's been, like, throughout the years, throughout the entirety of football, there have been tons of plays that if there was VAR would have been chalked off or called differently that would have fundamentally like changed the legacy of players, clubs, countries, institutions. I mean, I'm not gonna say
Maradona, for example.
I wasn't gonna say it, but that would have changed everything. And it's not even controversial. It's like that wouldn't have been a goal. It shouldn't have been a goal, but it is. But there was also no VAR, so it's like I feel like there's you're willing to accept that, but like there's. I mean, I don't want to be a jerk, but like there's like a little bit of action. Like it was a handball. It's fine. It happens. There's tons of other examples of players scoring in early 2000s all the way up until like mid 2010s, clearly offside. They got it wrong. Clearly, clear foul, all that stuff. But now we're in the age where like there was a protocol to make this right, and they just like it's almost like cheating. It's like they could have done the right thing, but they chose for no reason other than negligence to do the wrong thing. What should happen? Like, should they just call this a draw? Should
I mean,
both teams get 3 points? Like what? Like what happens? Like what? Like
I just
how?
yeah,
Like
I
because
think
I
that what?
well, I was gonna say like it, some people will say like there's always mistakes in soccer and like that's just it. Like you got to take the good with the bad. Like sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. But I feel like this isn't one of those situations. This isn't like a 50-50. This is like they scored a goal
Yeah.
and like the ref forgot to record it and sent the results and now we're like, oh, he sent the results, like we can't change the results because they've already been sent. It's like, but like this was like a clear, like this is a clear mistake. This isn't like a mistake in like subjectivity, like I thought it was a goal or I didn't, or this is just like a flat out
Yeah.
100% error. It was a goal and we didn't give it to him. There's
Right.
no objectivity. Like you can't say it was or it wasn't. This was a goal and he didn't
Yeah.
get it for no other reason than we did not do our job. Why is like Liverpool might miss out on? I mean, they're not going to win the title, but just to be graceful, they might not win the title. They might not get top four. They might not get Europe at all. All because like if they
Yeah.
don't get whatever they want or wherever they end up in the league, and if they could be in a better position by 2 points, they can hold on to this. And like I
Yeah.
don't like can they
Well, even
like
to your
what
point, Tottenham, like Tottenham and Arsenal right now, they're both on 17 points. They both have 9 goals uh scored. They both have sorry, they both have a 9 goal difference. They have both um 7 played, like I said, 9 points. The only difference, it's 5-2-0. They're both 5 wins, 2 draws, no losses. Okay, literally down to the numbers, it's identical. However, the only difference is that there is the goals for and goals against, and obviously, if this would have turned out differently, you know, Arsenal would be in second place if that call would have been made correctly. So, I mean, down to the wire, like you said, at the end of the season, like already 7 games in, they're this close. I mean, you never know how this is going to affect things. We look back and be like, oh, is this like, Tottenham's not going to win the league, but if they win the league and it is by like a point or something, there's always going to be an asterisk there if you ask a lot of people, especially being Tottenham because nobody likes them to begin with. But yeah, I feel like for me, if you're really gonna make something that's going to be like you said that it's gonna like or the Premier League said it's going to like improve the game and make the calls better and blah blah blah. But it has to an extent, but it makes them also the bad calls worse. So you got to figure a way to rectify that because there's still humans involved, and humans are gonna screw up all the time. So in my opinion, it's kind of like hurry up and throw a one up on that board, or make it right quickly on the field where there's referees and microphones everywhere. Quickly tell you know Tottenham's coach, quickly tell Liverpool's coach, hey, like we made a grave mistake. Let Luis Diaz score this goal. But then that's the other thing too. It's like, let's say that somebody did mess up, and that is a rule, and someone else real quickly, like they let someone score a goal, but maybe they let Diogo Jota score the goal instead. Like it really shouldn't have been his goal, but it should, so it's gonna affect like, you know, top scores or whatever. Like there's just a lot of, but I just think that they have to do what's right, and it doesn't matter who gets the goal, or they just have to like have made that goal stand however they can. But that's not gonna happen.
yeah, not it's yeah, it's not gonna happen. Like yeah, let's be face it. This is the score. This is what it will be. Maybe a ref or two will lose their job, which in my opinion, I don't like. Should it be the linesman or technically I think it's the VAR that should lose his job. Like
Yeah,
the linesman, I guess they're told if it's close, just put the flag up after the play just to
after.
indicate that
Yeah,
yeah, that's what he did. And that's why the VAR missed it. Apparently, is because like he didn't put it up during the build. He's like, yeah, he didn't put it up because it's a clear goal. Puts his head down, flag goes up. Puts his head back up. He sees, you know, Luis
that's
Diaz
so funny.
celebrating with
Is that really
the
what
Liverpool
happened?
faithful. Yes, that's what the PGMOL or whatever they're called, the referees commission. That's the statement they put out. They said that was the
Boy grabbed his
sequence of
tee
events. Yep.
and said, "What?"
Yeah. Bro, is it good? Is it good? Was the call good? And he's like, of course it was. It was a goal. And they're like, wait, what? Tottenham's going the other way, ready to go. Richarlison's ready
Crazy.
to assist signing for 1-0. They thought it would be 1-1. He was like, wait, where's the point at? Where's the goal? He's like, you said it was offside. He said, I said what? He's like, you said it was offside. But I mean, let me ask you this. So, what do you think? So, if the ref would have, so the play started again, he goes over to Ainge and he's like, "Yo, listen." So, calls Ainge over, brings Jurgen Klopp over too, maybe the captains, and he says, "Listen, guys, like just so everyone knows, the goal was good. We had a breakdown of communication, and we made a mistake. There was nothing wrong with the goal. He was completely onside. It was a beautiful goal. I will get in trouble with my bosses. Like I can't go back and call this. Like I can't do anything. But like what I would like is for the integrity of the game, what you said, kind of like with the Aston Villa situation, like you should just inbound the ball to Luis
Yeah.
Diaz, step out of the goal, and let him tap one in. And we start the game
Okay.
over. We keep the integrity. If not, like this is still going to be a scandal just by virtue of what we have to do right now, but it's going to be
Yeah.
even less so if we make it right. And there's still time to make it right and play this game out
Yeah.
and see who the real competitor is. Now, do you think
Yeah.
Ainge would have been like, yeah, tell his team, let them score, or
I don't
or
know. I
or
don't know. I don't know
because I feel
because
like he
also
wouldn't
like
have.
I too because he's like, no, the call was made. The VAR is never wrong. The call was made.
The call was made and mistakes are made every day. We can't go back and
Yeah.
litigate mistakes every
But then look at how
like
long this conversation's already going with just the two of us. Imagine how long it'll be going with like two captains and two coaches and a ref. Like they're going to be arguing and arguing and
yeah.
yeah. I just that's why I almost it's just as corny as it is. You got to just like sneak that one up there. Continue play. Just put another. Just add a
Take
goal.
it out of their hands. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Cause like
Yeah.
I personally, I like if it was my team that happened to, I would be like, yeah, just give them the goal. Like I don't want to be like held forever as like the team or the coach that like was
Yeah.
like propelled because of an obvious mistake
Yeah.
or like
Yeah. Yeah.
or be perceived as a cheater that like
Right.
was allowed to benefit because of cheating or bias or anything like that. So I'd be like, yo, yeah, just let them score. And like we can hash out,
Yeah.
the specifics later, but like it was a goal, give him his goal. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, like if the shoe was on the other foot, and like we can talk about
Right.
other plays and people getting things wrong. Like this isn't another play and like a mistake.
Yeah.
This was just like, well, it was a mistake, but it's like not like a subjective like, was that violent conduct? Was that
Yeah.
like a
Right.
pool with like, was it a penalty? Like,
Yeah.
did he get the ball?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like it's in slow motion, we can't tell because we're only shooting in 60 frames and we need 120. No, this is like definitive. It was a goal. We meant to say yes, but we said no. Like we
Yeah.
just like we said the wrong thing, and like it all
Yeah.
happened too fast. Like I don't know. Anyway, give me your last thoughts on this one, Brooks, and we'd also love to hear from the people. Let us know. Was it? Well, I guess we all know it was the wrong call, but like, what should happen now? Like today,
Yeah.
October 2nd, October 3rd, whenever this video goes up, what should happen in the aftermath of this game? Like, should someone be fired? Should the score be set like afterwards to where they each get a point and update the table? Like, tell us what you think. But Brooks, last word for you. What should be the fallout? The final fallout. You're in
I
charge.
mean, since there's nothing in place for this happening, since they didn't have the like foresight to imagine this much human error, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there's really nothing. I don't want anything to happen at this point, but in the future, I would hope that they would have something to like rectify because this will happen again. Like to your point, every time VAR has an issue, it's a human issue.
Yeah.
So
I almost
yeah,
yeah. I feel like I mean I feel like we should embrace, and then I probably got to slide out, to be honest.
Okay.
We should embrace more tech. I feel like people are like the perception is like, oh yeah, VAR's brought technology into the game and like it's made it worse, and it's like no, it's like the people, like you
Yeah.
said, that are making the problems. But like if you, I think it was at the World Cup they finally put like the goal line
Yeah.
technology in the ball itself. I
Yeah.
feel like what they should also do is like every player like they should just determine like somewhere on the player that like a beacon is put on them. Like maybe everyone has it like on their chest because you can't take your shirt off anymore. So it's just like in that little bra thing they wear. It's just like a little
Or
beacon.
like boom, booms, because you're probably always offside by what, an arm or a shorts or something,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Or yeah. That works too. On either bicep. And then there's like beacons on the goal. So it's just like, and they
Yeah.
can just say like, oh yeah, like Luis Diaz was like, let's just say 17 yards from goal, and let's just say whatever defender was 16 yards. So it's like,
Yeah.
and like it's like maybe his head was closer, but we're just gonna go off of
Yeah.
like everyone's on their arms. That's what we're gonna use, and mathematically you can say like to the goal or like to the short line. Mathematically, this guy was closer. So it's like not even a question. Like at all times, like there's just like a marker on the goal. Like everyone can see,
Yeah.
and it's like you're in an Einstein. Like there's like more. Like there's one defender closer to the goal than an attacker. So it's
Yeah.
always it's green. And then the minute that switches, unless the ball, there's a tracker in the ball too. Unless the ball is beyond that person, or I guess
I feel like that it'll come to that because, like you said, there's tech in the ball. There's been tech in shoes.
yeah,
You can easily either sew in. I mean, they wear heart monitors and like they determine how fast, how hard you push, how many kilometers you run, how many sprints. Like, there's got to be a way that you can just have a little distance meter in each player. Like
yeah.
put it wherever.
No,
I don't know. I think it'll eventually come to that, but right now we're kind of in a weird place where we've started the tech, but it's not great tech.
yeah. He'll get better. But yeah, either way. Okay, well, I guess in that case, another week. I guess we got Champions League coming up this week too. Brooks, any predictions there?
Well, you got
Arsenal.
Chelsea today.
Yeah, I know, but I
Okay,
don't.
so
Mm,
Roma won. That was a good win. Your boy Lukaku keeps scoring, and you love to see it. So
what
um,
does he do? Something like that. I don't know. Or was it? Or
he
is
gets
it?
in trouble for whatever he does anyway. He gets in trouble.
Yeah, I
Everybody
don't.
hates on whatever he does anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously, for me, I'm happy to see Arsenal back in it again. So I think it's Tuesday. I think it's tomorrow they play. Maybe it's Wednesday. I think it's tomorrow.
No, it's
Really
tomorrow.
happy for that. Yeah, can't wait.
They
I
got
love
it.
seeing the Champions League. Nothing better than like autumn nights and Champions League.
Oh yeah, they're back.
Crispy evenings, fresh air, little cool. Gotta wear those under long sleeves. I miss the days of the snood. Um,
Yeah, don't they get mad at you? You can't wear a snoot anymore.
yeah,
They get
but I
mad at
think
you.
Arsenal's gonna do really well in this group. So let's keep going.
Yeah, and then they got Lens. Lens.
Yeah,
Is that how you say it? French?
I don't say long. I don't know.
Long?
Yeah.
Long?
Lens. Let's be American about it. Lens. They play an
Lens. Well,
FC
that's a Frank
Lens.
Ocean song, man. I don't know how you pronounce it, to be honest. I've never seen him play. Have I seen him play? I don't think I have. Any other big games this week? I mean, that's not a big game. Let's be honest. Arsenal
No.
should be able to play their B team. Kai Havertz should get the start. Jorginho should get the start. And I mean, shout
Well,
out
the
all those
big
guys,
game
man.
is City versus Arsenal this weekend.
Oh, that's this weekend.
It's in 6 days.
October.
Sunday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because Rodri's still suspended.
Yeah.
And I thought you guys had way more injuries. Everyone's healthy again. Declan's healthy. Saka's healthy. I thought they were all going to be out against Spurs, or
Yeah, I
excuse
did
me,
too.
whoever whoever you guys played over the weekend.
Sheffield. Yeah, against. Yeah, I did too. Not Nottingham Forest. If I can't. I mean,
check them for doping. Check them for doping. Check those
yeah,
boys
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
doping,
No,
man.
Brent. Was it Brentford they played? Bournemouth, I mean. Yeah, Bournemouth. Jeez. Yeah,
Bournemouth,
no,
the
that was a good game. I
cherries.
mean, it was nice. So everybody's fit, except for I guess Thomas Partey. I think he's still out.
Mm, I'll get by. I'll get by.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully, I
All
mean,
right.
do you have a prediction for Sunday? Man City versus Arsenal, and then you got to go.
I think Arsenal will get that. I think it's Arsenal.
Okay.
Like
Mm.
just calling a spade a spade. Like Manchester have what lost two in all competitions on the bounce. They dropped out of the Carabao Energy Drink
Actually,
Cup,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then they lost against Wolves. Man, watch out for the what they said it. People said it. Watch out for the Wolves, man. The Wolves got them. That's crazy to me. So
It is
that's
crazy.
two. That's two. I mean, they play RB Leipzig, who drew Bayern Munich on the weekend. Shout out to the Red, shout out to the Red Bull.
You
They
really
might
like them.
lose. I love the Bulls, man. I love the Red Bulls. They might lose, or they might beat. They could beat City. They're in form right now. They are in form, and City is not in form. So, I mean, this could be a good thing. This could be a bad thing. But I guess it doesn't matter because their team. It doesn't matter. They're not going to have KDB's out
Right.
and Rodri's out. So it's like they
Yeah,
just
and
don't
Arsenal been
have.
firing like the last couple weeks. They've been, I mean, oh, should have done better against Tottenham, but they've been finally like, okay, now they're looking better, looking better, looking better. And then this last week, I know it was just Bournemouth, no offense, but yeah, I mean, 4 goals against them is great for anybody. So I think that they're kind of on a roll right now. So hopefully they can get this win. I'll be in Rome, watching it from there.
Oh,
So
nice.
when my mom's coming to town, so we're taking a little trip to Rome.
It's a beautiful
Gabby's now
thing.
gonna have been to the Americas, here, Portugal, and Rome in 2 months in her belly. So
Gee whiz. All right, well, people, there you have it. Some predictions from our corner to yours. We'll see you what in a week, six
yeah,
days. So you
6
guys have
days.
a good one, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.